game of this three-game set, and a big crowd expected at the Great American Ballpark. The Cardinals at 44-39, and the Reds just a game above the 500 mark. Home runs in this series. One we expected Friday night. Grand Slam number 10 in his career, and that's a Cardinal record. That wound up being a huge home run in that game. The Cardinals would win it. Then, yesterday, the pitcher, Micah Owings, would take Brad Thompson deep. Unexpected source to an extent, as the pitcher hits a home run, and the Reds would take game number 2. Al Hrabosky, Dan McLaughlin, and welcome to Cardinals baseball. Now you have the rubber game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Cardinals, and such an important road trip. Be great to get a win today.
It sure would. And the Cardinals have their ace, Chris Carpenter, on the mound, trying to bounce back from a tough start, and I'm sure he'll be very focused for this one. All
right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup. It's Chris Carpenter and Bronson Arroyo, so two very good right-handers.
Chris Carpenter, as I said, he got roughed up a little bit. You know, he had so many hits allowed to the Giants, but this time he'll be ready for the Reds. He's pitched well against them. Bronson Arroyo, his 8-game winner, and you know, he's just out there always trying to trick people. He can be a handful, but the Cardinals have had some success against him.
Okay, when we come back, we'll take a look at Jimmy Edmonds wearing Cubby blue 1 year ago today in St. Louis. So look back is next. This date in baseball history presented by Schnucks, the Cardinals, the Cubs, Tony La Russa, Lou Piniella. And to add to the intrigue, Jimmy Edmonds making his return to St. Louis wearing a Chicago uniform. Thrown out at the plate. Mark DeRosa, then with the Cubs, would take Kyle Lowe's deep. But in the end, St. Louis would win it. Rick Ankiel with a walk-off base hit winner. This date in baseball history. Brought to you by Schnucks. The Cardinals would win it by the score of 5-4. When we come back, it's our keys to the game. It involves Albert Pujols and Bronson Arroyo. Good success for the Cardinal slugger. Back with more in just a moment. Overall this season, Albert Pujols putting up MVP-type numbers. These swings against Bronson Arroyo of the Cincinnati Reds. Overall, Pujols at .336, 31 homers at 82 RBIs. And against Bronson Arroyo, great success against this right-hander of the Cincinnati Reds. Our Toyota keys to the game, batting third today for both teams. Against Arroyo, 14 for 44 and 3 home runs and 10 RBIs for Albert. Joey Votto has never faced Chris Carpenter. Votto on the season is hitting .366. The Cardinals and the Reds, first pitch and starting lineups next on Fox Sports Midwest. Cardinals baseball on this Sunday afternoon on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste, it never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By Auto Tire. For the lowest prices in town, we shop the competitors so you don't have to. And by Chevy. See your Mid-America Chevy dealers or shop and compare at stlchevy.com. The scene is the Great American Ballpark. That's just outside their main entrance, and inside a nice crowd is gathered on this Sunday afternoon. The Cardinals at 44-39. Cincinnati a game above the 500 mark at 40-39. Off day tomorrow, so here's the lineup this afternoon for Tony La Russa's club. Skip Schumacher leads it off and plays second base. Colby Rasmus, long home run yesterday. He's in center field. Albert Pujols, the grand slam on Friday night, hitting .336. The right fielder, Ryan Ludwig. In left field, Rick Ankiel. The catcher, Yadier Molina. Third baseman, Joe Thurston. The pitcher batting eighth, that's Chris Carpenter. And Brendan Ryan in there, he's at short. The Cardinals face the right-hander Bronson Arroyo, and his numbers brought to you by Marshall Wireless, a record of 8-7.
Well, he's got those 8 wins, but you know, the high ERA, it's in just one of those situations where he gives up a lot of hits. He goes up there and home runs, 20 allowed. But this guy can be a handful when he gets things going.
Look at the defense behind Arroyo this afternoon. Dickerson, Tavares, and Jay Bruce. This is presented by Auto Tire. Edwin Encarnacion, his second start since coming off the DL. He's at third. And Arroyo and Ryan Hannigan, the battery. So Dusty Baker, one ahead now of Tony La Russa in the head-to-head matchup. Giants, Cubs, and Reds for Dusty and the kids on the field.
That gets your attention.
Oh, man.
I saw that live, and young man really didn't flinch too badly.
Here's the ball. Will you please sign it? Thank you. Some athleticism there from Brandon Phillips. Hopping over the youngster. So here is Skip Schumacher, and he'll lead it off for the Cardinals.
And Chico Lean did that over Joe Garagiola. And I wonder how brother Mickey's doing. Mickey Garagiola back in St. Louis.
We mentioned his name the other day, and apparently his phone was ringing off the hook, so we hope he's doing well. First pitch of the game is presented by Domino's. And away we go here in game 3. Schumacher, extra bases. He'll make that turnaround first, on his way to second. The throw is not in time. Cut off by Phillips, and a leadoff double by Skip.
And that's good news right there, because Arroyo's gotten the best of Schumacher in past meetings. A lot of the Cardinal hitters have very good numbers against him. Skip not one of them, but here a ball just eluding Joey Votto and down the right field line. So an extra base hit, and let's hope the Cardinals can get on the board.
71 degrees, and there is rain in the forecast. Let's hope it stays away. Overcast skies. And here's Colby Rasmus. Rasmus in center field today. Showing bunt, bunts it in the air, and it's going to be a foul ball. Good effort there by Hannigan. Saw Colby last night at dinner, Al, and had a nice conversation with him, and he's feeling a lot better since he changed his diet. Trying not to eat late at night, but he's talked about the fact that he's got more energy, and he said, I could not have hit that ball any better than what I did yesterday.
Right. 453, I believe, and making bigger breakfast now, not trying to eat so for baseball. The life of a baseball player, it's really got some bad habits. I don't know what those would be, but
right. You only did this for 13 years. Yeah, the life of the broadcasters is interesting too. 0-2 the count on Colby Rasmus.
But in the case of Colby with his gastritis and the hiatal hernia, they recommended that he not eat late at night, chew his food, and you know, it does help, doesn't it? Chew your food.
Chew your food.
Well, you're in a jovial mood today.
Oh, sure. That's outside, and Pujols is on deck. Well, either way, if Colby gets on here, you know, or his sacrifices, they're going to walk Pujols. First base would be open. You wouldn't pitch to Pujols.
I don't think Tony minds if he's showing the bunt for a couple times.
And Rasmus drills it out to deep right field again. Home run. Cardinals lead it 2-0.
His 10th home run, 32 RBIs. That leads all National League rookies in those power statistics. And now Arroyo has allowed 21 home runs. Tried to go inside. The ball just down right in the middle of the wheelhouse, and he just strokes it. That ball, if he said last night or yesterday he hit the ball as good as he can, this one was very close to it. A little bit less, but within about 10-15 feet.
It's good to see too the Cardinals scoring first and run support for Carpenter. He doesn't get much of it.
He doesn't get a lot of it, but you know the oddity is, you know, we've always talked about when the Cardinals score first, it's almost a high percentage they're going to win. But in this series, whoever scored first is lost.
Right. You go back to the Minnesota series. Whoever scored first won those games. Same thing with the San Francisco series, but different here. Pujols with a high fly ball out to center field. Taveras under it and makes the catch. So Chris Carpenter gets 2 runs here in this first inning at least.
Dave Duncan was talking with, you know, in the pregame show about the focus that Chris Carpenter, and you know how a lot of people will sit there and say, does it worry a starting pitcher when they don't get a lot of run support? And Dave was saying, well, it shouldn't, and with Carpenter it doesn't.
Right.
You know, he is just so focused that he only worries about shutting down the opposition. You can only worry about what you can control.
And Ludwig breaks his bat all the way out by the shortstop. Throw up the line, and the tag is there, so he's out. Well, Tony La Russa mentioned to both you and I that we're going to see a lot of Colby Rasmus in the second half and a lot of Ryan Ludwig. The guys that have played the best in the first half will see the bulk of the playing time in the second half, and now it'd be very tough to sit Colby Rasmus for an extended period. And I think with Ludwig's track record, you've got to give him a chance to get out of this little funk that he's in. And the guys that would sit would be Ankiel and Duncan.
Well, and right now, you know, Ankiel was in there because his success against Arroyo.
37-12 when the Cardinals score first.
Ankiel has 3 home runs and a .313 batting average against Arroyo.
Tony said that he wanted to play Duncan because of his good numbers at this ballpark, well above 300, and Ankiel today because of the numbers against Arroyo. Actually,
Duncan has better numbers than Ludwig against Arroyo, but you know, Chris is the odd man out.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Left center. Taveras. Carpenter goes to work when we come back with a 2-0 lead. Colby Rasmus with the home run to make it 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the first here in Cincinnati. Chris Carpenter will face this lineup of the Reds. Dickerson, Taveras, and Votto. Votto off to a great start at 366. Then Phillips, Bruce, Encarnacion, Hairston, Hannigan, and Arroyo. Carpenter coming off his worst start of the season last time out. First pitch and a ground ball to Albert Pujols. Good start for Carp, and let's take a look at the defense behind him today. Presented by Auto Tire, Ankiel, Rasmus, and Ludwig. Thurston, Ryan, Schumacher, and Albert Pujols. Chris Carpenter and Yadier Molina, the battery this afternoon. Tony La Russa will head to California after the ball game today. It's an off day for the Cardinals, as the Redbirds will be in Milwaukee. Marshall Wild, the starter. Chris Carpenter, 5-3 his record with a 2.42 ERA. Good movement on that pitch.
Well, he's got good stuff, and he pitched very well against these guys. Remember, he made one mistake in a complete game 3-hitter. The Lance Nix home run, but he won that game against the Reds 3-1. Albert providing all 3 runs, a 2-run home run and an RBI later on.
Well, we should find out about the National League All-Stars fairly soon. Hopefully Ryan Franklin, as you heard on the pregame show, will be an All-Star. Desperately wants it, as Schumacher makes the play over to Pujols. A couple of groundouts to start this game.
A good sign that Carpenter's getting the ground balls and getting outs early before he gets to that 2 strikes, to where, you know, he puts you away with that swing and miss curveball.
Well, this guy can hit, can't he? 366, 10 home runs, 41 RBIs for Joey Votto.
4 for 9 against St. Louis on the year.
I just don't understand, if you're an opposing pitcher, if you're a teammate of Chris Carpenter's, why you wouldn't watch what he does as far as the pace of play and how he dictates the pace of play too. I mean, he gets the ball, gets to the mound, gets settled, gets his sign, and here we go.
You would see he's the first player that gets to them on the field between half innings.
And you have to see how his teammates respond to that defensively. Always ready, always on their toes.
Yeah, they're really on their toes. They know he throws strikes, and so they're usually, you know, he elevates everybody's game.
The 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Just how intense he is, and everybody knows this is our big horse. And, you know, he's just going to be out there focused, and you don't want to let him down.
And see what he wants to come with here on 2-2.
Fastball in.
And out of play.
Kind of misses location there a little bit, but Votto couldn't do anything with it.
The thing is that when he misses, he doesn't miss by much.
No.
And his stuff is so good and it moves so well. A lot of these guys don't center the baseball when Carpenter's on the mound. Same pitch.
Because he didn't hit the spot, they'll go right back there.
And there it is. So strikeout for Carpenter, his first of the afternoon. 2-0 after 1. Colby Rasmus with a home run, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. If you're traveling and can't catch the Cardinals, check us out online at MLB.tv. And you can log on at stlcardinals.com. That's where baseball is always on. Yadier Molina, Joe Thurston, and Chris Carpenter. Rasmus' home run estimated at 407 feet. Yesterday's home run by Colby was 453 feet. And the first pitch to Molina, a strike. You could have Molina, Pujols, Franklin, Tony La Russa, medical staff all represented at the All-Star game in St. Louis. We'll find out very briefly. That's in there for a strike again. 0-2. You watch Arroyo, and he's got variations of his curveball. He's got that high leg kick, too.
Yes, he kind of, when Venn pitches out there, kind of different release points. He tries to get you to think about that breaking ball and slip a fastball by.
Another breaking ball hit to short. Jerry Hairston makes the play. And there's the first out here in the top of the second. Brings in Joe Thurston. Thurston on the year is hitting now just .218, 1 home run and 19 driven in.
Got a base hit yesterday that snapped an 0-for-12 skid.
Barry Weinberg was a guest of Mike Shannon on the pregame show and said that he talked to Troy Gloss this morning down in Florida and that the shoulder is making progress. But the one thing he did mention, he said, you know, right now there's no swing and misses. Thurston out in front and pops it up, meaning you know, that would be the issue when he swings in live action. And of course you will swing and miss at some point, and that's when he hurt his shoulder last year.
Right, and, you know, that's where he puts a lot of strain, is those swing and misses. Can we make contact somehow? It just, you know, it feels good passing through the zone, but when you swing and miss, many times you miss because you're off balance or awkward, and those are the ones that hurt.
First pitch to Carpenter on the outside corner and a strike.
Just reading on this date in Reds history, in 1970, Wayne Simpson improved his record to 13-1. How about that? Pretty
13-1
before the All-Star break. Complete game 4 hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike. Be interesting to see what the coaching staff comes up with of the National League All-Star game for your pitcher. Tim Lincecum get that start?
A lot of it depends on, you know, who's rested.
Yep.
But I like what you said about you know, Tony's version is, you know, if somebody started on Sunday, they shouldn't be eligible, or at least recognize them, but have a substitute.
Carpenter, a swing and a miss, strikes out. First of the day for Arroyo. Two to nothing Cardinals, and the ultimate keepsake that celebrates the All-Star tradition of the Cardinals in St. Louis. Don't miss the 2009 Cardinals All-Star Yearbook. You and I have a copy of this. It's tremendous. And this is the souvenir that commemorates St. Louis's history of hosting the game. It came out last week. And the number to call to get it, 314-345-9000. It's also available at area bookstores, grocers, and other retail outlets. But really need to check it out. They did a great job with that book. Here's Brandon Phillips underway here in the bottom of the second. First pitch, a strike by Carpenter. Now, we talked about the pace that Carpenter pitches at. If you're the opposing team, one of the things that you might want to think about is stepping out, calling time, those kind of things, to
or wait for a beach ball.
Or wait for a beach ball. That's the second time here in. This isn't Dodger Stadium. This is the Great American Ballpark. That's not supposed to happen here in Cincinnati.
Or that's Jim the Cat Hayes' fastball.
A beach ball.
Yeah.
I still get a chuckle out of you and Rick Sutcliffe in this story. Great changeup, Al. That was my fastball. What are you talking about?
I guess that what goes around comes around.
Right. And then you're broadcasting at the end of his career. So all of a sudden his fastballs look like changeups.
Oh, yes.
0-2 the count here on Phillips. Brandon Phillips hitting .271, 11 home runs, 53 RBIs. You watch Carpenter too, and he gets so frustrated at times when he doesn't locate a pitch and maybe just misses. He wants to be perfect out there.
You've got to be your own biggest critic. You know, you can't beat yourself up, but you've got to do it in a corrective way.
And a swing and a miss. Phillips is trying to say that he got a piece of it, and that's a strikeout. So second of the day.
Yeah, Jim Wolf wasn't buying it.
Nope. Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire, and of course you see the numbers there against the Reds, 4-3, and they hit just 192. His brother, though, is in the major leagues. So you have an umpire in the major leagues and a pitcher.
Randy Wolf, his brother.
Randy Wolf pitched yesterday. Manny Ramirez hit his first home run since coming back for the Dodgers. There's a curveball in there for a strike.
Carpenter has that get-ahead curveball, and then later on you'll see the harder one that is a swing-and-miss curveball.
He also can take a little bit off it too, like that pitch.
Yeah. But then you'll throw one that's even harder that, you know, you get the, you know, they bounce it. Fastball in.
Ooh, just missed. 1-2 on Jay Bruce.
But that gets your attention, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You know, the cutter, he's got a great cutter. Comes in on those left-handed batters, so that's why that fastball that moves back is really effective. Here's going to be the curveball. Yeah, that's the one that's trying to put you away. Not as big, throws it harder. You don't see Carpenter hang many, do you?
No. He's got the kind of curveball that a lot of times you'll see guys swing and miss, and it still hits the dirt. Such great movement. It's a tough pitch to lay off of there.
I mean, that's the pitch that he's assuming that you're going to swing and miss at, but give Jay Bruce some credit. He stays away from it.
Bruce doesn't walk very often. Here's the fastball. Little chopper over to get it. Schumacher, 2 away. Had a sellout here on Friday night. Big crowd yesterday. Not a bad crowd today on this Sunday afternoon. Paul Jocketty's got his hands full with this stadium trying to convince pitchers to come here. Paul just flies out of this ballpark.
Hey, you learn to become a sinker ball pitcher pretty quick, don't you?
And it's, you know, Eric Milton came here, remember, and he was a fly ball pitcher, and it made no sense.
Yes.
1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Carpenter now just trying to slow himself down here.
Yes, that's, you got to know your own mechanics. You got to know yourself well enough to where, you know, when you are out of the strike zone, you got to know why and how to correct it immediately. And then when you need to have a little breather.
2-0 pitch. Hit to short. Taken there by Brendan Ryan. Over to Albert. 6 up, 6 down for Carpenter. Brendan leads it off when we come back. 2-0 St. Louis. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by the Casino Queen Hotel and Casino, home of the loosest slots. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Rubber game between the Cardinals and the Reds. 2-0 Redbirds here in the third. Brendan Ryan feeling much better as he had an upset stomach yesterday.
Told me it was the eggs.
They've been working on his diet as well.
Trying to have a more nutritional diet, and you know, the one thing he's had kind of the, you know, his body kind of sore spots here and there. We talked about the wrist.
Popped up. Phillips wants it. NL starters have been announced in the National League, and here we go. So congratulations to Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina, Braun, Ibanez, and Beltran. Chase Utley, the second baseman, David Wright, the third baseman, and Hanley Ramirez is at shortstop. So Yadier Molina makes his first ever All-Star team.
Yeah, congratulations. That's outstanding. And hopefully we'll have some other good news on guys like Brendan Ryan. Ryan Franklin.
Well, you never know, Al.
We wish we had good news of Brendan Ryan, too. I mean, he's got it. Tony's talked a couple times about him responsibility of being able to play.
Schumacher out to center field, and he's 1 for 2 now with a double. One thing about Brendan Ryan is that defensively he has been better than anybody else that's played that position. I mean, Tyler Green has played okay at shortstop, but Brendan really has played well. And
Brendan, you know, just hitting right at 300. So I mean, his all-around game is fine. And we like to watch him play.
Colby Rasmus, home run back in the first. You're thinking about the rookie of the year in the first half. I think you've got to look pretty hard at Colby Rasmus. Now with 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. Chops it to first. Rasmus retired. Pujols left on deck. Yadier Molina, an all-star, 2009. Two to nothing. Cardinals, bottom of the third, rolls in. And this is the all-star starters in the American League. So Teixeira squeezes in there at first base, Pedroia at second, Evan Longoria and Derek Jeter, Mauer, Bay, and Ichiro, all part of the team as well. Jerry Hairston Jr., the shortstop. First pitch was a ball. Albert now will be at the Midsummer Classic for the 8th time. The only time that Pujols did not make the team was back in 2002. Made it his rookie season in 02. Wound up with 34 home runs, 127 RBIs, and didn't make the team. First base in the National League is a tough spot. A lot of candidates. Ryan to his left, can't get it. And a base hit. Only Carpenter was really happy with Brendan Ryan, and I'm assuming in watching that maybe he felt he wasn't positioned properly.
Well, I thought in this entire series, I thought our shortstops have been in the hole far too much. And there have been a lot of base hits that have been like that up towards the middle. But that's usually the positioning from the bench, not necessarily, you know, Brendan Ryan's fault.
Firestone leaderboard, rookie batting average. Needs a ground ball here and get a double play. So Hannigan, the 8th place hitter, takes a strike.
And leads all National League rookies in batting average and on base percentage. He's got a 7-game hitting streak going, about 480.
I'm sure initially off the bat, Carpenter's thinking that's a ground ball that's handled easily by the shortstop. But Brendan, like you mentioned, Al, he was deep in the hole. Good pitch. I mean, that's the kind of pitch, even if he swings at it, you get the ground ball.
Sure.
On the outside corner like that.
And, you know, Carpenter's just trying to get his ground balls, and he kind of expects his defense to be, well, you're thinking a normal, you know, positioning. But it's at least the 3rd or 4th time, whether it's Tyler Green or Brendan Ryan, that ball's hit up the middle where a shortstop in the hole.
Good block by Molina. We talked about Ryan Franklin and the possibility of making the all-star team. There's some guys that certainly have made a case for it for the first time, like a Heath Bell. You know, the San Diego closer has been very good.
Yeah, San Diego's closer. You think about Jason Marquis coming back to St. Louis.
Absolutely.
10-game winner.
Scott Rowland, maybe.
That would be great.
Pretty good pitch. He may have fooled the umpire.
Yeah, there's been a couple fastballs that Jim Wolf has been fooled on. Breaking ball there.
Talk about a hitter giving up on a pitch. Umpire sometimes does too.
They do too. Yeah, they get fooled. Go to first.
One thing about the All-Star game and being in St. Louis, let's hope it's a celebration of Stan the Man too. The nation can see, all eyes on Musial, as they did with Ted Williams in Boston. Albert had to check his glove, make sure he caught it.
didn't have to do that. That's a Rawlings Gold Glove.
He's got the gold on it along with Molina.
Rawlings sponsors the Gold Glove Award, and if you're a recipient, then the next year they give you a glove with the gold patch on there, whereas normally red, signifying Rawlings.
2-2 hit out of play.
That's a neat little touch.
It is very nice.
Now you see the gold Rawlings label. How could you win a Gold Glove Award without having a Rawlings glove?
Are you still on their payroll, Al, or what's the deal?
Trying to get back there.
2-2 pitch. Fought it off. Schumacher won't get it. Carpenter's made a couple of good pitches and nothing to show for it. Now 2 base hits for the Reds. Build-A-Bear Workshop Day at Busch Stadium. 12,000 kids, 12 and under, with a paid admission. Get a free limited edition Cardinals pup. For tickets, call 345-9500 or visit us online at stocardinals.com.
Tony La Russa is waiting for Tony to set the defense in a bunt situation. Usually flashes that to the third baseman. Third baseman relays it to the infielders.
Arroyo can handle the bat too. Bunts it. Thurston, only play to go to first. Tough pitch to bunt, tailing in on him. Very fine job by Arroyo. Sacrifice good.
Had the defense lined up to try and get the lead runner at third base, but he bunted it hard enough to where Thurston had to field it, and his only play was to first base. So tough pitch and good execution.
Runners at second and third for Chris Dickerson. Back to the top of the lineup for the Reds. Dickerson grounded out to Pujols his first time up. The corners are in for the Cardinals. There's a breaking ball and a strike.
Grounded to Pujols the first time up.
Albert Pujols is 29 years old and the third fastest, by the way, in baseball history to 350 home runs for the 8-time All-Star.
Was it Griffey and
A-Rod?
A-Rod?
Yep, those two. They were both 28 when they did it. Just didn't work out for Ken Griffey Jr. here in Cincinnati, did it? Had a couple of good years, but for the most part he was injured.
Yeah. So I mean, and they were legitimate injuries he acquired when playing hard.
1-1 pitch. Misses in.
Haven't really followed him closely in Seattle.
Average is way down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a tough year in that regard. Good pitch. But people will tell you they don't get their ballpark, their stadium built without Ken Griffey Jr. and probably without Randy Johnson.
There's that cutter that is so effective against the left-handers. That's the pitch coming in on a lefty, and then he's got the tailing fastball that a lefty thinks it's inside, gives up on it, and then it just moves right over the corner.
Maddox might have been the best that was able to do that.
A little difference though with velocity from Maddox's. It was a breaking ball.
And Maddox had that pitch, and Carpenter does too, with the lefty that looks like it's going to hit his knee, and then all of a sudden it's a strike.
Right. And I mean, with Carp's throwing at 92 and Maddox was throwing at 86.
Two and two the count. Popped up. Brendan Ryan with it, makes the catch. So big out for Carpenter. Boy, he just battles, doesn't he?
A guy like Carpenter, you know, you're going to get your few hits on, but when you get guys in scoring position, then he turns it up a notch. And you know, in that situation, you're really looking for the pop-up or the strikeout.
And it brings in Willie Taveras. Taveras has had 2 bunt hits in this series, so Thurston playing way in at third.
Yeah, even with 2 outs here, you got to see that you never can feel that he will not drop down a bunt.
First pitch, a ball. Votto on deck. Cardinals with a 2-0 lead. Rasmus with his 10th home run. A 2-run shot in the first. He now has 32 driven in. One ball, one strike.
You know, Friday night, Franklin walked 2 in a row, including Taveras, and that was the first walk in like 97 plate appearances. Rasmus didn't have a walk in June.
Right.
And I don't think he's had one, you know, here in the early going in July either.
And, you know, the Cardinals in spring training really trying to make that a point of emphasis with him. Number one, don't worry about home runs. Try to spray the ball a little bit, but also taking pitches. A couple of years ago in spring training, you might remember, he was really good at that. That's when he thought he made the club.
You know, 50% of the time is when he hits a hit, it's an extra base hit.
Little tapper. Carpenter slips, throws, and still makes the play. Had to hurry with Taveras' speed. The Reds strand 2. Albert's coming up. Cardinal fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service, so go online to StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cardinals and the only site with Fan Protect guarantee. That's one of the ways if you're looking for all-star tickets to get your tickets at StubHub. Pujols, Ludwig, and Keel. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but you wonder if things will slow down for Albert Pujols in the second half because of all the requests that he had of being the face of the All-Star game in St. Louis, which he has graciously answered to everyone and tried to accommodate the media, Major League Baseball, the Cardinal requests.
You think he'll be a little busy on Monday?
Oof. And in doing so, he's had just a monster first half with 31 home runs and 82 RBIs. Pujols still is able to adjust, keeps his hands back. I mean, that's a great example of a guy that looked like he was fooled slightly and still is able to put the ball in play.
Well, because he's never really doesn't have that big stride. You know, even when he is a little bit out in front, the hands are back, like you said. And, you know, the wide stance, you don't get fooled on those slow, tantalizing off-speed pitches like others do.
The San Francisco series, the entire team came out to watch Pujols in his first round of BP. I mean, no one was stretching, no one was throwing or playing catch. Just watch. And you see even the opposing team, when he comes up, everything stops. People want to watch what makes him so successful. Ludwig not happy with his first half of the season. At dinner last night, I know he was very frustrated with his average, but you would figure he's going to play a lot more in the second half.
See, the welt by his eye is apparently got up in the middle of the night and he had placed his luggage in a certain spot and then tripped over it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Not only the eye, but that whole side of his, shoulder and arms all scraped up.
And that's taken for a ball outside. 2-1. I thought he might have said something to you. You didn't like it.
Don't be starting any rumors that could be true. No.
Here's a 2-1 pitch.
Did it all by himself.
Yeah. You know, Ludwig is one of those guys you really pull for too, because he's paid his dues.
No doubt.
Had a monster year last year.
And he got off to a good start this year. Got off to a good start, and then when he pulled the hamstring, his timing got off, and just things kind of snowball. You know, he's still his home runs and RBIs are okay. It's just the average down.
Got to keep an eye on Pujols. He leads the team in steals with 10. Isn't that something? Albert Pujols leads your team in steals. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ludwig, base hit into center. First 2 have reached with a couple of singles, and now Rick Ankiel.
Everything gets magnified when you talk about the inability of anybody to hit behind Albert. So that kind of plays on these guys, and they just trying way too hard. But team rarely wins when Albert doesn't do something. And hopefully we can get Rick and Dunk and Ludwig can all have a really good second half, and just everybody relax and things fall in place. Hitting is contagious. You just need a bunch of them going.
Ankiel pops it up, shallow center. Taveras makes the catch. And scared to think where this team would be without Pujols and the kind of season he's had.
Maybe American Association. They don't have that league anymore, but
minor league team is what you're saying.
Minor league team. And you take away Albert and you take away Molina from it right now.
Runners at first and second. Molina very well could be playing alongside his brother at the All-Star game.
His brother had a terrific first half. Leads in just about every offensive category for catchers in the National League.
1 out here in the 4th. Runners at first and second.
Dan, what do you think about, you know, the way that Ankiel has been struggling? You got to go back to almost like team baseball and say, have him drop down a bunt.
Absolutely.
And you got to check the egos aside right now, and you got to just start going back to basics. Molina is one of your better RBI men.
And in doing so, too, could eliminate the possibility of the double play if you have runners at second and third.
Sure. Where right now, that's everything the Reds are thinking about is a ground ball in the infield, and they get out of the inning.
In Cincinnati, Yadier has struggled in 10 games, hitting just .207 this year. Cardinals have out-hit the Reds 4-2, and they lead it 2-0. Molina, base hit into left. Pujols being waved in, and he'll score. 3-0 St. Louis.
I'm not sure if Dickerson, tripped out there, or if that's just an indication of how poor his arm is.
But where's the throw?
Well, I think, they always talk about here's a hanging breaking ball. That ball should be hit hard, and it was. But I mean, Oquendo very aggressive, and he sends Albert home right here. But that was a throw that really got to watch him here. Now, he just threw that right in the dirt. He went back and he started picking up something like his cleat caught, but it didn't appear that way by the replay.
So here is Thurston. First pitch, a strike. Runners at first and second. And the Cardinals now with a 3-0 lead. Off the bat, that was stung pretty well. I thought for sure we'd have a play at the plate, because Pujols is going to come in to try to score.
Well, I thought that they wouldn't even send him.
Ground ball. Phillips, nice play. Saves a run to his left.
Gold Glove Award winner last year at second base is Brandon Phillips, so he does make a nice play. Only play was at first, but he did save that run. See him dive for it. Pops up from his knees, throws out Thurston.
And here's Carpenter. Even the situation that Carpenter was just in with runners at second and third, only one out, you still feel that he's going to get out of it and come away with no runs charged. Up the middle, base hit for Carpenter. And they'll hold up Molina. A run will score 4-0. Arroyo looked like he might have been able to knock this down or make a play on it, but tried to get out of the way, I'm assuming because he felt one of his middle infielders would get it.
Well, watch you see, kind of goes like that and you know, to elude it, but that ball right back over the mound, nobody's going to get that one. He had the best shot at it, wasn't hit particularly hard.
So first RBI this year for Carpenter, and the Cardinals lead it 4-0. Brendan Ryan takes a ball, and Schumacher is on deck. Runners at first and third for Brendan Ryan. A little bit low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch count at 45 now for Bronson Arroyo, 31 strikes.
4 hits this inning, 6 total on the day.
Pitch at 79 miles an hour.
Got that variety of slow breaking balls. Still going to give you a fastball if you're ready, and you should be able to adjust to anything that's slow looking fastball.
And the idea in talking with some of the Cardinal hitters, the game plan was, you know, be aggressive early and also remind themselves to stay back.
Yeah, you got to, but you know, at 85 mile an hour, if that's his fastball, you still should go up there with that mindset. You know, like, I'm be looking early for a fastball, get 2 strikes on it. You know, then you know you're probably going to get that breaking ball. Keep your weight back. Still, you can be quick enough with your hands, even if you got a fastball, to at least foul it off.
First and third. Chris Carpenter, of course, gets out of the jam, and now the Cardinals have put up 2 runs.
He's trying to say, hey, 3-2, 2 out. Should I be running?
You're running. And a strikeout of Brendan Ryan. Cardinals strand 2, but they pick up 2. 4-0 St. Louis. After an off day tomorrow, the Cardinals head to Milwaukee, and they'll take on the Brewers. Coverage starts Tuesday at 6:30 with Toyota Cardinals Live. Cardinals and Brewers. The reserves in the National League. Justin Upton, who made it from the Cincinnati Reds. You see McCann and Hop, Hunter Pence and Miguel Tejada. Hudson, fielder, Ryan Howard, Freddie Sanchez, Adrian Gonzalez, and Ryan Zimmerman.
They just put it up on the board. Congratulations to Francisco Cordero, 2009 National League All-Star, their closer. Hopefully Ryan Franklin will get that same recognition.
And here is Joey Votto. Votto, Phillips, and Bruce.
Now, we were thinking last night there would be either Cordero or Votto, but as you said, first base is a tough place to break in.
Very tough in the National League. And of course, he hasn't played many games, which hurts his chances. Good pitch, tied him up. Carpenter has struck out 2 and allowed 2 base hits.
Didn't want the cutter, didn't want the fastball, the curveball.
In the dirt. 2-2.
Bring him out looking the first time. Votto is their best hitter.
Outfield is straight away for Votto.
Curveball.
And he just got a piece. I'm watching Rasmus, Al, and you see him in center field. He feels most comfortable out there, but depending on the pitch, he starts moving. You know, he can see what's coming for the most part. They go over extensive charts where these guys hit, but he really tries to get good jumps by trying to play along here with Carpenter and Molina. Right now he is straight away.
Be the cutter.
3-2. Votto leads the club in batting average, on base percentage, slugging. And despite missing the time that he did on the DL, he's second in RBIs and hits, third in home runs.
Cutter.
And a ground ball. Pujols has got it. To Carpenter for the out. So Votto, their most dangerous hitter, is 0 for 2. And it brings in Brandon Phillips. Phillips today has struck out swinging.
Brandon Phillips is also dangerous, and he leads their club in RBIs, but considering all the time that Votto missed, you know, Phillips has 1 more home run and 12 more RBIs than Votto.
Well, Carpenter, last time out against San Francisco, 6 earned runs in 5 innings. Last time he faced Cincinnati, he was terrific. Complete game, 1 earned run. Last time in this ballpark against the Cincinnati Reds, that was back in 2006, when 7 innings, gave up 6. And his last road start was against the Mets. Very easily could have won that game without just 1 bad pitch that cost him.
And with just the same amount of run support, he wins that game.
That's right. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. See Phillips really take his time getting back in the box, trying to slow up Carpenter. Here's a 1-1 pitch, taken a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Phillips struck out his first time up and tried to say that it was a foul tip, which it was not. 2-2.
Cheated on that swing is basically the bat still on his shoulder and get foul ball. So 2-2 here. Cutter.
You see the Reds just aren't comfortable in the box with a guy like Carpenter on the mound and the tremendous movement that he has.
Well, he sets the tone. That's why Phillips or some of these other hitters are trying to break his concentration. Another cutter. 3-2 now. Fastball away.
And a walk. Now you can stay in shape all year with the Cardinals. Sunday, July 19th against Arizona. Diet Coke and Deerberg's exercise mat giveaway at Busch Stadium. 25,000 fans ages 16 and over receive this item as they enter the gates. For tickets, visit STLCardinals.com. Arizona in town right after the All-Star break for the first of 3.
It's Carpenter's 13th start. That was his 11th walk.
And a strike to Jay Bruce.
Bruce leads their club with 18 home runs, but Carpenter knows there's a lot of ways to pitch him. You make a mistake, he's got the power to hit it out of the ballpark.
0-1 pitch. Curveball misses. Should remind folks that the series against Arizona, the Friday night game, is the SpongeTech.com t-shirt night at the ballpark, and Sunday is a family Sunday.
What's that mean, Dan?
All right, I'm going to get to it. Terrace or Pavilion Reserve ticket, and if you buy one of those, you get a free hot dog on Sunday and soda on Sunday, and you also have a chance to run the bases after the game. Kids tickets at $7 this year. Foul back. That's the thing about Bruce, Al, that you know, and Carpenter knows this. He's going to swing. Yeah. This guy doesn't walk.
Twice as many strikeouts as walk. And you know, Carpenter's very difficult to steal off of, and then the combination with Molina.
Runner goes and foul back. Now, if you're Dusty Baker, that's something you've got to do too. You don't get many cracks at Carpenter. You got to generate some offense here too.
But you really worry about a guy that strikes out as much as Bruce does, and Carpenter, it's hard to get a real good jump off of him, and then Molina's got the shotgun arm, so it's not your most ideal situation. But you do have Phillips with 11 steals on at first.
There he goes again, the 1-2. There's the strikeout, and they throw him out. Double play. Molina, a foul tip. He still caught it and still made the play down at second base. How good was that?
So we talk about it, you know, you swing and miss, and then he's got that great arm, and Brendan Ryan gets the high throw and reaches out and makes a tag.
It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Fifth inning rolls in. The second pitch to Schumacher is hit up the middle for a base hit. Two-hit day for Skip. The Cardinal leadoff man is on. Well, good news for Ryan Franklin. He is an all-star. National League pitchers, Matt Cain, Ted Lilly of the Cubs, Herron, Lincecum. So Dan Herron, the former Cardinal, coming back. Billingsley, Johnson. And the very bottom, how about that? Jason Marquis. A lot of first-timers on that list, no doubt. Marquis is 10-5 with a 3.87 ERA. Rasmus left center. Taveras on the move, and he won't get it as it hops over the wall and a ground rule double. Now first base open. You would figure you walk Pujols, and the Cardinals very well could have the bases loaded here and nobody out. He had a long way to go, and it looked like he really picked up his speed towards the end.
He was playing that in right center, and you know what Dusty's going to do.
So Rasmus with a home run, a two-run homer in the first. And now the double.
Even the hometown crowd is booing Dusty for this maneuver.
No pitch to Ludwig, who is singled. Arroyo has had times of just inconsistency this year. Been an up and down season for him. He does have the 8 wins. And there's 12 pitchers in the National League this season with 8 or more wins. He's one of them. 6, a serious number. When the Cardinals score 6, you get a 20-ounce coffee, fountain, or frozen drink, or just a quarter the next day at On the Run at Mobile. Win or lose, when the Cardinals score 6, you score 25-cent drinks at On the Run. I mean, he had one start where he only blasted 1 inning, gave up 9 runs.
And there was a repeat as Josh Renicky, right-hander throwing in the bullpen, but it was like 1 year to the day is where he had a disastrous outing in Toronto last year too.
And he's also had a complete game one hitter this year, and that was against Houston back in late May. Career with the bases loaded. He does have a grand slam. That was earlier this season at Kansas City.
It's first of Ryan's career, but big base hit his last time up. Let's see if he's zeroed in now.
Cardinals with 8 base hits. They've out hit Cincinnati 8-2. And a 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
His eyes lit up on that hanging breaking ball.
Hit out of play, strike 2. One and 2. Bases loaded for Ludwig. In the air, down the right field line. Bruce is over and out of play. Jay Bruce with 10 outfield assists this year.
We're getting a few pitches here, fouling them off. Needs something good. I need just to kind of jump start him. You kind of wonder what he did last night trying to prepare for this outing.
Here's a 1-2.
Ooh, good cut there.
Hung that pitch. He completely missed location. So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Does it amaze you as much as it does me how often that happens?
They miss location?
Yeah.
Well, you go crazy over it.
You just, no one has fastball command. I mean, I don't know why they give location, because nobody hits it.
Here's a 1-2. A little bit low. Good eye.
Hit the location.
2-2. So bases loaded, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Puts it in play towards third. Encarnacion throws home, and the ball gets away. Here comes another run to score. 2 will score. Albert winds up at third base, and the Cardinals have a 6-0 lead. So E5, no RBI on the play.
I'd give an RBI there.
I would too.
It's very tough, and it takes exceptional play there. Throws wide, it does have him, but look, this is a tough little play right there. Tries to throw off balance, throws it wide, and how about Rasmus with his speed coming all the way around too?
Well, he was flying, wasn't he? 2-run score, 6-0 Cardinals here in the 5th. And still nobody out. Encarnacion is a pretty good defensive player too.
Yes. And you touched on it, and reinstated from the disabled list, and some people believe it was a little bit too soon. Still really struggling with the bat.
Now it's Keel. Runners at first and third and nobody out. Ooh, pulled it foul. Arroyo has not wanted to throw that fastball at all. Breaking ball after breaking ball.
He's going to throw a fastball here, but probably not afraid to throw it a ball.
Keel, left field. Pujols will tag up. Dickerson makes the catch. Albert will score easily. And advancing on the play, Ludwig tagging up from first to second. Now, if you're Dickerson, we saw his arm earlier. That throw's got to go into second base, doesn't it? He's not going to get him.
He's not going to throw anybody out. You're right.
Seven to nothing Cardinals. RBI for Ricky Keel. His 22nd on the year. And here's Molina with a runner at second base. We always talk about it, the little things that you do, and a base hit here makes it 8-0 when Ludwig should be at first base, and the potential of a guy like Molina to ground into a double play.
That's right. You know, just little things are what beat you. You know, when you don't execute fundamentals. Big gap out in left center, but we agree with the defense of the outfielder. Center fielder shading right field.
0-1 pitch taken for a ball low.
Then you got an off-speed pitcher out there that said reluctant to throw a fastball, and it's when he does, it's not very hard.
Pujols now at 214 total bases on the season. Next closest is Prince Fielder at 176. Albert with 2 runs scored today. He now has 66 on the year. Also leads in walks. He's got 66 on the year. And Carpenter's gotten his run support.
Gotten his run support and a lot more. He knows what to do with that big lead. How to stay focused.
Gap into left center, and Molina hits it out to left. Ludwig stays put at third base. How much longer does Dusty stick with Arroyo here?
Target up high, and it's down around the shoe tops, and good piece of hitting. As we saw his brother several times take balls that were down and drive them. But Yachty does it here for his second hit of the afternoon.
So runners at first and third now for Thurston. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to second on a good play by Phillips. And has also popped out to second base. Carpenter on deck. Thurston looks at a ball.
And Dusty's trying to say, okay, we'll see if we can get the 7th and then the pitcher spot. Stu up 4th in the bottom of this inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. In his career, Thurston a 190 hitter with runners in scoring position, so he has struggled in this spot. Consistently, we've seen teams, once 2 strikes are on them, go up the ladder. Two balls and a strike. Lights are on here at the ballpark. No sunshine today. Very cloudy afternoon. The 2-1. Thurston, right center. Catch made by Taveras. Ludwig will score to make it 8-0. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac! Who holds the Reds record for most consecutive 30-plus home run seasons? Aflac!
I know this one.
Hall of Famer Frank Robinson continues to work for Major League Baseball. Taveras puts it away. 4 runs in the inning for the Cardinals. 9 hits today. 8-0. 8-0. The Cardinals lead the Cincinnati Reds. Bottom of the 5th rolls in, and speaking of Frank Robinson, we flash back to number 20, Frank Robinson.
Reds traded him, and then he went on and won another MVP award in the American League. He did not like it when you threw at his legs.
He tried to go to visit with Frank Robinson. A little edge to him, Al, to say the least. That nasty disposition. Strikeout. Edwin Encarnacion. American League reserves. Let's take a look. Adam Jones, the fine center fielder for Baltimore. Kevin Youkilis, Victor Martinez, Curtis Granderson, Torrey Hunter. No surprise to see Justin Morneau. How about Bartlett, Crawford, Zobrist all make it. Michael Young and Aaron Hill, the second baseman of the Blue Jays. So no Scott Rowland.
Still went. They got a fan vote.
Get the internet vote, yeah.
Get the final one.
Remember, Corey Hart was the National League winner last year of that. Pujols, I would say, Al, that if you're managing the game, you might want to keep him in for a while. People are going to want to watch him. In St. Louis, did not play in the game out in San Francisco.
Who was the manager of that game?
Cardinals, Tony La Russa.
How could Tony not play Albert? Just a question.
I can't disagree. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Yadi's, I know you get the list there. Did Yadi's brother make it?
No. Brian McCann.
Brian McCann, okay. 2-2.
And Michael Young and Longoria for the AL at third baseman.
Jerry Hairston Jr. here. Singled first time up. Up the middle. Ryan to his left. And a base hit.
It's the same thing where his base hit was before, up the middle.
That's exactly right.
This time maybe positioned a little bit more that way, but it was further towards second base.
Pitchers for the American League, Zach Greinke. Well, there's some talent on this. Halladay and Verlander. Wakefield. Mark Burley. That'll be neat to see Mark Burley there. Papelbon, Nathan, Rivera, Fuentes.
The St. Louis and Mark Burley's first appearance at Busch Stadium in an all-star game.
1 out and a runner at first base.
Only backup first baseman in the National League is Adrian Gonzalez. Nobody can argue with that, but she said all that stiff competition.
One ball, 1 strike. All starts on Friday. Fan Fest at America Center. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Hannigan singled back in the 3rd inning. After that base hit, you could see Carpenter kind of glare into the dugout as if to say, I'm telling you, Brendan Ryan's in the wrong spot.
You know what I'd do? I'd move him myself.
Sure.
Who's going to argue if that's where Carp wants him?
Here's a double play ball. Ryan, Schumacher to first, and a double play. 6-4-3 on the double play. What's on tap? Presented by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability. In Milwaukee on Tuesday night, 6:30 with the pregame show, the Cardinals and the Brewers. Good matchup. Gallardo getting the start for Milwaukee. And the Cardinals will counter with Adam Wainwright. So looking forward to that one on Tuesday night. All-Star teams announced today if you're just joining us, and Albert Pujols, now an 8-time All-Star, had 5.3 million votes, the second highest total in Major League Baseball history. Trailed only Ken Griffey Jr. had over 6 million back in 1994. Yadier Molina is headed there. Ryan Franklin, Tony La Russa, part of the coaching staff. And we're underway here in the 6th. Brendan Ryan fouls it away. Cardinals with 2 runs in the first, 2 in the 4th, and 4 last inning, and they lead it by 8-0 St. Louis. And Carpenter is rolling along. Well, St. Louis and Ryan Howard, part of the All-Star team. Mark Burley, excuse me, of the Chicago White Sox. Jason Marquis coming back to St. Louis as a member of the All-Star team, now with Colorado.
Danny Herron.
Are you going to the game? I will be there. I'm looking forward to it.
I haven't decided yet. I'm sure I will.
Let's hit out of play. You talk to some of the representatives from Major League Baseball, and they say the thing that most people want to see now is the home run derby, more so than even the All-Star game. And Albert has agreed to be a part of that.
I don't get that.
Brendan Ryan with a base hit.
But how many pitchers would?
That's 10 hits for the Cardinals. Cordero will be there. And if you're not headed to the game at Busch Stadium, you can watch on Fox Tuesday, July 14th from St. Louis at 7. Here's Schumacher. He's had a 2-hit day. Skip with a double to start the game. Came around to score in the home run by Colby Rasmus in the first. Singleton scored in that big 5th inning. Cardinals have out hit the Reds 10-3 now.
Skip leads the team with 3 hit games. One away from his 9th.
We don't really talk about his defense all that much anymore as he turned that double play to end the 5th.
Right. He's, he just maybe lack a little range here and there, but to have his bat in the lineup every day, it's it's the sacrifice you need.
Playing behind Brendan Ryan. 1-2 the count.
Would not be recommended that you steal. Leading 8-0.
Oh, but Al, you've said no lead is safe anymore.
I still say that.
There's a line shot off the glove of Votto and into right field. Well, how much longer is Dusty Baker going to keep Arroyo out there? So this is the final 5 in the National League. Fans determine the final roster spot, and you can vote at MLB.com. Voting ends Thursday.
Sandoval.
I'm going with Sandoval.
Those were the final ones there?
For the internet vote, yes. Shane Victorino on there, the Flying Hawaiian.
Did some damage against the Cardinals.
Sure did.
Kemp's been good.
Really impressed with Sandoval. 2 balls and no strikes on Rasmus. Home run and a double today. 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Three and 1. ERA now for Arroyo is over 6.
And on a 3-1 pitch, it could go a lot higher.
And here we go again. Bases loaded for Pujols. Wow. Dusty Baker says, I've seen enough. Double switch coming up. The numbers have been remarkable for Pujols with the bases loaded this year. Grand slam on Friday night. The right-hander's been getting loose. And it's our Chevy called to the bullpen. Bases loaded. Pujols coming up when we come back. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by AT&T. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. All Cardinals today, 11 base hits and 8 runs. Top of the 6th, 8-0 St. Louis. Double switch for Dusty Baker, new pitcher and the right-hander. Josh Reddick, this will be his 5th appearance. Good numbers so far. Sutton takes over at shortstop. The final 5 in the American League. All-Star Final 5. You can vote and determine that final roster spot. Vote at MLB.com. Pujols, bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. 10 grand slams now in his career, a Cardinal record. 6 for 7 this season with 4 grand slams.
20 RBIs with the bases loaded this year. And welcome, Josh Reddick.
First pitch to Albert Pujols, taken for a ball outside. Many times Albert, first time he sees a pitcher, will take a pitch or two.
It's a philosophy of Ted Williams. First time he'd see a pitcher, he always took the pitch, just kind of see what it looks like.
And the 1-0. Tied him up.
You don't see that often, do you? I mean, just the fact that guys pitch inside, and that's what it looks like when you pitch inside to hitters. They're so unaccustomed to seeing it, they get locked up. That might have woke up Albert, though.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Pujols. Up the middle, out at home, out at first. Pitch by pitch brought to you by Chevrolet. Finally, somebody gets to Pujols with the bases loaded.
Reddick goes out there, a little breaking ball away, and this ball just runs in on him, locks him up, then back away right off the end of the bat, and the old 1-2-3 double play.
Now Ludwig came up with the bases loaded last time up, and it was an error on the third baseman, Encarnacion, trying to go home.
Reddick was called up when our buddy Mike Lincoln went on the disabled list, and he was doing the job down at AAA.
1-0 pitch.
Another pitch inside effectively.
A little giddy up too. He's mid-90s. tailing in on those right-handed hitters.
Time he was leading all minor leaguers with 11 saves. That was tied for fourth best in the International League.
And that's hit out of play just below us.
Did not allow a run in his last 11 appearances.
Two balls and a strike on Ludwig. We're in the sixth. 8-0 Cardinals. Two and two. Full count. Ludwig is grounded out to third, singled and scored in the fourth, and reached on the air last time up. Cardinals with 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the fourth, and 4 in the fifth. 3 and 2 with runners at second and third. Ground ball hit short. Throw up the line, and Ludwig is tagged out. Second time that throw with Ludwig running down the line has been off target. 8-0. Eight to nothing. Cardinals lead it. Bottom of the sixth rolls in here at the Great American Ballpark. And this is the shortstop, Sutton.
Part of the double switch. He just really made his major league debut right before the Cardinals came in town.
Inning by inning for Carp. Third and fourth, he threw 40 pitches, and then the other innings very efficient. Bronson Arroyo, the line on him 5+ today. Gave up 11 hits, 8 runs, 5 of which were earned. Walked 2. One of those was intentional. The intentional walk to Pujols back in the fifth. He struck out 2 and allowed 1 home run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drew Sutton out of Arkansas.
His major league debut in the 9th inning, a pinch hit and produced a run scoring fielder's choice.
Yanks it down the right field line, and foul. Acquired in a trade with the Astros. He was the player to be named later in exchange for Jeff Keppinger.
At Louisville, 38 games, he has hit .254, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. And he was acquired this season, April 16th, from the Astros, completing that trade.
Two and two. Just a lazy afternoon here.
It really is, isn't it?
Crowd has been taken out of it, obviously, with the Cardinals with an 8-run lead.
Got a little excited when Albert hit into the double play.
A 3-2 pitch. Center field. Rasmus with room. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, a reminder, the All-Star Fan Fest begins Friday in St. Louis at America's Center. You can go to allstargame.com to get tickets, or 888-FANFEST, the number to call, 888-FANFEST. Chris Dickerson is 0 for 2. Top of the lineup again for the Reds. Carpenter today struck out 4. He's walked 1. That was Phillips, and then he was erased. Caught stealing on the double play.
2 of the 3 hits today are by the hitter that Dusty Baker removed, Jerry Hairston Jr.
Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Wainwright, Gallardo, Tuesday night in Milwaukee.
Good matchup right there.
Cardinals right before the break getting healthier as Loge will make a start rehab assignment on Tuesday night in Memphis, and then he'll be available for one of the games Sunday in Chicago. Foul ball.
The real key is if Wellemeyer can repeat what he did in his last start, then you kind of build on that for something for the second half. That makes the rotation look a lot better with Loesch coming back.
And you have Carpenter going in game 1 against the Cubs on Friday. So he could set the tone at Wrigley Field, that all-important series.
Yeah, I thought it was really.
There's a ground ball that Albert will take by himself.
That was important that Tony was talking about it for embarking on this road trip.
Last game with 8+ runs back in 06.
That, Tony said that, a lot of times players get distracted. They're looking forward to the All-Star break and they don't really concentrate on what is at hand. But with this, the difficulty of this road trip, Cincinnati, then you go to Milwaukee, who you're battling. You always have the fun in Chicago. They'll stay focused.
Brendan Ryan over to Pujols. A couple of ground ball outs for Carpenter that inning. He's allowed just 3 hits. All St. Louis. Hardy's prime cut of the game. Let's take a look with Arroyo on the mound. Second batter of the game, Colby Rasmus with his 10th home run.
Al's got to be happy with this offensive display here and got the right pitcher on the mound and know what to do with that run support.
Rick Ankiel, the hitter. We're seeing that Rick has been very streaky. I'd like to see him get on one of those hot streaks here in the second half.
Problem is he's only had that one little mild streak.
Base hit up the middle.
He has been making some improvements.
Here's Molina, 2 for 3, couple of singles and an RBI. Big lead at first for Ankiel as they don't hold the runner. And a double play ball possibly. Out there and out at first.
Try and hustle a little bit, Molina. I know he got jammed on that, but that's no excuse not to run at all.
So 6-4-3 double play. And it brings in Thurston with 2 outs. Joe today with an RBI. 0 for 2. Average has dipped to .215 with 1 home run and 20 driven in. I have not heard a timetable for Gloss of when he might be back, although it's been baseball related activities that he's doing. But
you've got to assume he's at the very least the first week of spring training.
Votto, good play. Yeah, you're right. Time to stretch. Game recap presented by Infinity. Back at the Great American Ballpark where the Cardinals lead it by the score of 8-0. Bobby Rasmus with his 10th home run, second batter of the game. Cardinals scored 2 in the first, 2 in the 4th inning, and 4 more in the 5th. They've out-hit the Reds 12-3 in this game. Only 3 hits allowed by the Cardinals ace, Chris Carpenter. It'll be interesting in that start for Wainwright coming up on Tuesday night, how he bounces back after all the pitches that he threw against San Francisco.
Should be fine. And I'm not sure, but with the off day tomorrow, does that give him an extra day?
I'm trying to think of that myself when I brought up the point, but
I think it does.
And he threw what, about roughly 120 pitches in that game.
He was 121, 122. Johnny Vandermeer, only man to have back-to-back no-hitters. Did that for the Cincinnati Reds. And anytime there's a no-hitter, Vandermeer's name gets mentioned.
Absolutely.
Next time around, and everybody can't equal that task. I think all the starting pitchers went to and pleaded with the offense today and said, guys, you know, we're trying to grow these mustaches and we're real worried about Carpenter, so you better make sure you give him a lot of run support, and then he'll stay on board.
He kind of dictates what happens, doesn't he, among everybody?
Well, the day they started, it was Carpenter's start against San Francisco, and he was not a part of it. They didn't want to tell him, and then he has the bad outing. He's gone along with it, but I think now he'll endorse it because he's having a good outing with the facial hair.
And a base hit into right field. This pitch number 92 for Carpenter. This might be his final inning of work. He is due up first for the Cardinals. Jim, you've been giddy over these mustaches, haven't you?
Carpenter, not as much as me, Dan. I get the feeling that he's just going along with it, basically out of team unity. He doesn't like the look of his mustache. I don't think he gets the whole gimmick involved, but he wants to be part of it, and you can't argue. So far, they've had pretty good success with the mustaches.
And you might be Ryan Franklin's good luck charm, as you had a chance to visit with Ryan on the pregame show, and he's headed to the All-Star game as Pujols will tag the base as Phillips doesn't run it out. And what did Ryan have to say for people that didn't hear your interview about the chance of going to the All-Star game?
Well, he was a little leery discussing it because he didn't know if he was going to make the All-Star team or not, and he didn't want to look bad. He did want to go, obviously, and he told me that the night before, last night, was a restless night, and he said he had 5 or 6 different dreams. One dream he'd wake up, he made it, he'd wake up, and then the next dream was a bad dream. He didn't make it, so he didn't know what was going to happen, but obviously it worked out for him.
And for him, it's really come full circle, because when he got to the Cardinals, Jim, as you well know, many thought he might be a starter, and then he was a middle reliever.
He wanted to be part of the starter in the rotation. He told me that first spring training he was ticked that he felt like they didn't give him a long enough look. Yeah, but things worked out. He became a valuable setup guy and now an all-star closer.
If you remember, he kind of felt like he was betrayed. Like, I signed because I was going to be told to give an opportunity to be a starter, and really found himself almost immediately as being a reliever. I think it all worked out for him.
It's well hit, slicing, and Keel won't get it. One hops off the wall, and the Reds pick up their first run. Jay Bruce is thinking 3. Throw to third, in time, and safe as Kirsten did not come up with a baseball. So a triple and RBI for Jay Bruce.
Good relay, low throw, but looked like it was in the glove for a second. I'm not sure if Bruce kicked it out or not, but comes in rounding second base bag, sees there's going to be a play here, slides, and there you see the ball not in the glove of Thurston.
And Jim, if you're still with us, it was interesting how Franklin talked about being a closer, and this is Edwin Encarnacion with a runner at third and one out. But what he tried to do last year, he felt a little bit uncomfortable, didn't he, because of Jason Isringhausen's presence?
Yeah, he didn't want to make a big deal of it at the time, but he felt like obviously he wanted to go out there and have success and help the team win as a closer, but he kind of felt like it wasn't really his job. He was just holding it for Izzy, and he said that kind of mentally had an effect on him. And remember, at the start of this season, who was going to close? They were looking at Mott, they were looking at Perez, and Franklin was always there in the background, and he's been lights out.
So a good story. Ryan Franklin headed to the All-Star game. Here's a fly ball. Rasmus coming in, makes the catch. Bruce stays put at third. Situational hitting by Cincinnati has not been very good today. Remember, they had one out runners at second and third earlier in this game, and that was when the game was close. And Carpenter shut the door, and the Cardinals then would score in the top of the fourth, 2 more runs.
Now, Encarnacion is now 2 for his last 36. You know, when you go back prior to his disablement and with that chip in his left wrist.
Here is Lance Nix.
He hit the home run off of Carpenter, the only bad pitch he made in St. Louis against the Reds.
So Ryan Franklin headed to the All-Star game. Tony La Russa, Yadier Molina, leading vote getter catcher, and Albert Pujols, the leading vote getter in the National League. Mott is getting loose in the Cardinal pen. No balls and 2 strikes. Pinch hitting this season, you see Nix is roughly around 300. Signed as a free agent this past offseason to come play for Dusty Baker and Cincinnati.
You know, I think right now, even though Carpenter had that time on the disabled list, you know, you get 7 innings, you got this big lead like this. You know, he's done his job. The off day tomorrow, get some guys in that bullpen to tune it up for a little bit.
Cubs leading their game as Prince Fielder has just homered for Milwaukee. It's 2-1. Only All-Star for the Cubs this year, Ted Lilly. Remember, they had all the representatives, it seemed like, at every position for the Cubs last year. Fukudome made it. I believe Lee and Soto. Here's a 1-2. And a strikeout. And that's 5 this afternoon for Carpenter. We head to the 8th. It's 8-1 St. Louis. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser, who thanks you for being a designated driver. And by Bank of America. Cardinals banking only at Bank of America. 8-1 Cardinals. Carlos Fisher, right-hander out of California, is into the ball game. Called up back on May 22nd. Made his major league debut in the 11th inning of a 3-3 game against Cleveland. Pitched 1 scoreless inning and earned the win as Alex Gonzalez hit an RBI double in the bottom of the inning. And he's 1-0. Jared Hoffbauer will be the pinch hitter for the Cardinals, so Carpenter's day is through. Carpenter, 1 run allowed, 5 hits in 7 innings, and he strikes out 5. Hoffbauer, one of the biggest at bats in this series, a walk against Arthur Rhodes Friday night to load the bases for Pujols.
And then after that, he got his first major league hit and drove in 2, which proved to be the game winner. So he's made an impact. He almost got the start today, as Tony was saying that Schumacher was didn't have the best numbers against Arroyo. I'm sure he's glad that he let Schumacher start this game, as he has another 3-hit game.
5'9", 190 pounds. Hoffbauer. Carpenter throws 104 pitches. 67 were strikes. 8-1 Cardinals. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth. And for Cincinnati, 1 run in the bottom of the seventh. All these rookies have made debuts this year, and yet the Cardinals find themselves in first place. So Carpenter is through for the day. Another solid outing by the right-hander. He's had really just one bad one, and that was his last start.
That's right. So he looks like he's about to break that 2-game losing streak. Only the 3rd time during his Cardinal career he's lost back-to-back games.
And a walk, a leadoff walk to start the 8th to Hoffpauir. And it brings in Brendan Ryan. We saw Fisher in St. Louis, and Dusty Baker, a blowout game, kept him out there, and he took his lumps. And sometimes you have to do that, don't you?
It's part of the learning curve.
Strike 1 on Brendan Ryan.
There are times you can show people how mentally tough you are. You know, get that extended time, and you don't want to burn anybody else, and you just have to take the beating.
0-1 pitch. And over a long season, that as crazy as it sounds, becomes pretty big because you don't want to burn up your bullpen.
One time this year they've had to use a position player to pitch.
Two and one.
And the Cardinals and Dave Duncan are obsessed with having that extra pitcher to guard against one of those times where you have to abuse someone.
It's well hit out to center field. Taveras makes the catch. Hoffpauir back to first, and there's one away.
As I said, Schumacher, another 3-hit game, is team high 9th time he's done that.
And now he's over 300 at 302.
About 340 since really about the last 3 weeks.
A couple of runs scored today for Skip. 1 out and a runner at first.
That's the thing. I think, one, it's very difficult to make that conversion from the outfield to second base, but to do so and keep your batting average at that 300 level is quite remarkable.
24,017 here today. We've even seen recently in late innings where Tony La Russa has kept Schumacher at second base for defense. And defensively, he'll stay there. Normally, the idea was, especially early on, was to move him to left. And either Thurston or Brendan Ryan would take over at second base. Dark clouds moving in. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out and a runner at first. The 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Colby on deck. First 3 in this lineup have done some damage here today for the Cardinals. 3 hits for Schumacher. Rasmus on base 3 times. Albert with a base hit. And a walk to Skip. That's Laura Cherry back there. Big Cardinal fan, and her father, CJ Cherry, helps us out all our road trips.
Graduated from Xavier now, right?
And works for the Columbus Blue Jackets, I believe. First and second with one out.
Hannigan out to talk to his young pitcher who looks like he wants to go back to the minor leagues. Now Dick Pohl will come out and talk to him. Got to at least show you can throw strikes.
This is what he did not do in that time against the Cardinals, too. And the other thing, too, Al, is that say, look, you got one out here. Let's try to get a ground ball because the guy on deck is pretty good. Little reminder of that.
Well, maybe you just kind of would like to see Albert, if his numbers will come down to earth with the bases loaded too.
Two balls and no strikes. Pujols came up with the bases loaded and grounded into a double play. One of the rare times he's made an out in that situation.
Well, the second time this season. One time in New York.
Two and one.
Fisher was promoted on May 21st from Louisville. 13 games there. He's 2-0 with 2 saves. ERA at 2. 1-0 in the big leagues.
Rasmus, a ground ball. Out at second. Double play for 6-3. 8-1 St. Louis. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. 8-1 Cardinals with the lead, and Mott into the ball game. Hoffpauir stays in and he's at second base.
So Jared stays in the ball game. Mott, who leads the team in holds with 15, appearing for the 38th time. Denys Reyes leads the ball club with his 40 appearances, but Mott showing his resilience as he's appearing for his 38th time.
So Mott into the ball game in relief of Chris Carpenter. Carpenter 7 innings, 1 run allowed and 5 base hits as he strikes out 5, and this is Hannigan. Nice way to begin this road trip if the Cardinals can hold on and take 2 of 3 here in Cincinnati, and we would expect that Mark DeRosa would be available on Tuesday night in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I talked to Mark after he did do a little toss and a little underhand toss and hit today. That he says I got to get used to knowing that it's going to be a little sting in there, but that's just normal. And he was remarking, I said something about, boy, you had really good numbers. He hit over 400 against Arroyo, and he goes, against this entire team. So didn't want to miss this series, but the Cardinals can win 2 out of 3 and get him healthy on Tuesday. See if we can get things back to normal. He's going to be a big lift to this offense. And you could look at it this way. The way this team has really struggled offensively, it's doubtful that that's going to continue. And nobody's been able to run away with this pack. I think the Cardinals' better days, as a team, offensively, even from a pitching standpoint, or in the second half. I think this team is poised to have a good run.
Why do you say that? What gives you that indication?
Well, I mean, Wellemeyer, you look at Wellemeyer, you've had Loesch on the disabled list, you look at guys like that, I don't think, as good as our starters have been, they haven't been to their peak. And I think this offense is going to get better. Tony and his staff, they get the most out of their team, especially down the stretch. I think they're going to be it. And you can see right there, Tony just doesn't like this stuff. You come in with this lead, you walk the first guy, you know, I'm going to get you out of there. And that teaches you a lesson. You've got to come in and throw strikes, because right now that's the only way the Reds are going to get back in this game, by you putting them in there.
This is Drew Sutton. He's 0 for 1. He's flied out to center. Eight to 1, the Cardinals lead it.
Denny's Reyes is beginning to throw.
Here's a 1-1. Just missed.
And now he's not getting borderline pitches, but that looked awfully good, didn't it?
Thought it was a strike.
I did too. That's awfully good.
Yep.
Sometimes hard for us to judge up and down, but it sure looked like it was.
Someone
right
looking
there.
for me?
And that's fouled back.
Say again?
Good. Ventriloquist.
I believe we hear Jim Hayes.
Yeah. Told me he was going to take your job today.
You two were having a little fun before the game, you and Jim.
We always do.
Jim's a character.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes, he is.
Fly ball into right. Chris Dickerson will hit against Mott now. 1 out and a runner at first.
Talked about how the Cardinals' first 3 in their lineup have done some damage today, been all over the bases, and just the opposite for the Reds.
Well, you watch Mott, 8-1 game. He's out there. He's fidgety. He's
well, we say that you should go out there like it's a 0-0 game, or you're protecting a 1-run lead. So he is being normal.
Yes, he is. And his first half, the major leagues will come to a close, and I think you'd have to say it's been a good first half.
It's right where you expect it. You know, it's a learning process. In my mind, and I told you this before, you know, as everyone was talking about Perez and Mott being the closers, I think, I don't know if the Cardinals will ever admit it, but I think Dave Duncan told Franklin, don't worry about everything you hear and read, you just be ready. And I think that what you know, Jim Hayes talked about earlier, that the fact that he felt like he was holding down that position for Isringhausen, you know, reflected in how he struggled a little bit when Izzy came back. But I think that prepared him, that he knew Izzy's gone. This is a role that they're trying to find someone, and he had the most experience. It was, in my mind, it was the logical move that Ryan Franklin, and I felt he'd be okay this year because he had a full winter to prepare for it, where Mott and Perez now is no longer, you know, with the club, traded to Cleveland in the DeRosa deal, that now you get these guys to really kind of a normal, you know, pitch the 7th and 8th inning, learn what it's all about, learn how to be successful, have your, you know, your highs and your lows, learn from your mistakes, and be ready in the future to hold down that job.
Somebody would have said to you before the season that Ryan Franklin is going to be an all-star this year. You thought they're crazy.
I thought he was going to be the closer. I didn't think he was going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
But he deserves it.
And all we did was hear about Mott and Perez, and you're right. You know, now all of a sudden it's Ryan Franklin. He's the guy. Strikeout for Mott, and there's 2 outs.
That's that pitch that's hard to lay off. You know, it's up in your eyes. You see it well, but you can't catch up to it. And you know how Ryan Franklin has no ego. So he's down there, and he says, like, he and Trevor Miller feel like they're the father figures to the young guys, like, you know, Mott and McClellan. Even Josh Kinney doesn't have that much experience. Blake Hawksworth now.
Here's a 1-0. Johnny Mason there in the background with the sweatshirt on.
You're out there instructing, teaching guys different things. Thank goodness most of those guys can understand Marty. Trevor kind of is a little bit of an outcast down there. He's such a nice guy. What a job he's done. Situational lefties are batting, you know, right at a little bit under 120 against him.
Line drive and a base hit out to left field. And it's first and second here with 2 outs. Brings in Votto, and that's going to bring out Tony, you would think.
Yep, here he comes, and he had Reyes ready. So he's already made the motion. So in comes Denny's Reyes.
Two outs, bottom of the 8th, 8-1. Eight to 1 St. Louis. Denny's Reyes is in, and he'll face Joey Votto. Now Votto, we talked to Tony La Russa about some of the moves that he made with him. Votto actually hits lefties a little bit better than he does righties. 403 against left-handed pitching, 345 against the righties, and the splits are very good. He's got 5 home runs against lefties too.
Well, this is the question we had in the first game of the series. I was a little surprised that he brought in, remember, Kinney, and Votto was the first man, and that's where he told us about the left-handed split. But in my mind right here, because of the score, that he'd rather have Reyes facing, and if he makes breaking balls like that, he's not going to get base hits. But I think it's because of the score is why you're seeing this matchup that plays into Dusty's hands more so than Tony's.
Votto hitting .366 this year.
You know, good hitters make good pitches, you get him out. You don't make a good pitch, they got a good chance of hitting you. So
he is struck out today, grounded out to second, and also single. 1-2 the count. Denny's Reyes pitched here in Cincinnati.
Many places can lay claim to that.
Good block by Yadier Molina.
Nobody warming up for the Cardinals, but kind of in my mind, I would think that McClellan could use a little work. So look for him to pitch the 9th inning.
And a ground ball. Albert's got it. Underhands to Reyes, and that sends us to the 9th. 8-1 St. Louis.
Eight to 1, Cardinals lead it as we go to the 9th in Cincinnati. Don't forget, coming up after the game on the post-game edition of U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, Pat Paris and Ricky Horton are standing by. They'll break down Chris Carpenter's afternoon of work. He turned in a gem. They'll look at the Cardinal All-Stars. Plus, we'll have Cardinal post-game reaction straight from the clubhouse. It's all coming up after the game. For now, we send it back to Dan and Al. Guys?
Okay, Jim, thanks. And the 9th inning is here, and Chris Duncan will lead it off for the Cardinals.
Yeah. Hit for Albert, and then go play first base, giving Albert all the rest he needs. Full off day tomorrow and 1 inning here today.
1 inning.
1 inning.
These fans that have stuck around, they're saying no disrespect to Chris Duncan, but I wanted to watch Albert hit one more time.
Yeah, but I think Albert probably argued that he wanted the at bat too. I'll go play the field, but it's good for Chris to get something going as he heads into Milwaukee. He's 0 for his last 15, Chris Duncan.
Up the middle and a base hit.
See? Now it was important to get him that at bat because he gets a positive.
Second inning of work for Fisher. Here's Ludwig.
Ludwig 1 for 4 and a couple runs scored. Jim Hayes' fastball again. Tough morning, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Tripped over his suitcase in the middle of the night. Got that big welt on his eye. That's the right side of his body. And then that almost got it. Another face burner where I trying to elude the tag there at first base earlier in this game.
And a ground ball hit to third. Out at second. And safe at first is Ludwig.
Chris, very uncharacteristic for him, even in a lopsided game, not to go in and try to take out a middle infielder.
What do you think about the slide yesterday?
That was fine.
It was a hard slide.
That's the way I would want my teammates to play.
And Keel with a base hit last time up.
I think we've seen sometimes his leg comes up a little bit, but I don't think that was the case.
Jim, I know you have a little something extra on the slide.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the Cincinnati broadcasters to get their take on whether or not they thought it was a little over the top, and they said good hard slide, nothing wrong with it.
There you are, trying to stir things up, aren't you?
Absolutely not, Al. I was just trying to do a little research, do some reporting, help the broadcast. Al?
I'm trying to determine whether you did or not.
And a walk to Ankiel. This is yesterday.
What we're talking about, trying to break up a double play. He still was in arm's length of the second base bag, so you know, pretty much deemed legal.
Runners at first and second now for Molina.
We always talk about it, how the middle infielder can defend themselves against that. You just drop down and you throw that ball down from a low angle, and if the guy wants to eat the baseball, he can, or you know, slide underneath it. It's the old way that, say you're hit at home plate, you know, you're being pitched to, you're hit, you go to first base and you try to send the middle infielder into the left field. It's the way you played, Dan. I know you.
This place is quiet. You can hear Marty Brenneman doing his broadcast throughout the corridor.
It's quiet because the Cardinals had a nice offensive game.
And that goes to the backstop.
Could be a pass ball.
I did talk to Marty, who's been doing the Reds since mid-70s, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So he was part of that Big Red Machine, at least get to cover them, and great players you've seen over the years. Where does Pujols rank? And he said, none better. The best player I've ever seen.
And remember, he had, you know, like you said, Johnny Bench, Perez, Hall of Famers there. George Foster hit 50 home runs in the MVP season in '77.
You get a kick out of Marty, don't you?
I do. I like Marty.
As do I. He's working with the former Cardinal closer, Jeff Brantley.
There they are. Marty on the left, the Cowboy on the right.
1-2 pitch. Molina hits it to second. Picks up an RBI. Ludwig scores to make it 9-1.
Second RBI of the game, along with 2 hits. He tomahawked that ball, right? Hit down on it on the right side.
Thurston with a fly ball down the right field line and foul. So if the Cardinals hold on, Carpenter picks up the win, and he would go to 6-3. Arroyo would drop to 8-8.
As I suspected, Kyle McClellan is warming up, and he would be the next Cardinal pitcher. Joe's hit a couple balls hard today. Thurston, you know, with there he finally gets a base hit. It's
10-1.
the second RBI. He got a sac fly earlier. A couple pitches or balls hit back over the mound that Fisher hasn't been able to corral.
Off power.
Cardinals 10 runs and 14 hits. How's that Chicago score doing, Dan?
Off power, left field, and it's off the wall. Thurston will stop at third base. So second and third for the Cardinals. I thought that was out of here.
Well, just by about 1.5 feet. Dickerson can't bring it down. Goes off the wall, and Hoffpauir, who second at bat, he walked the first time, and now he gets a double off the wall. Made his major league debut on Friday. He walked to bring up Albert with the bases loaded before he hit his 10th career grand slam, and then he got the game-winning base hit his next time up. Brendan Ryan 1 for 4. What will he do? Will he drive in a couple runs here, Dan? I know you're getting all excited.
Oh yeah. You asked about that Cubs game. It's now 4-1 Chicago, and that's in the bottom of the 5th.
Thank you.
One final is in. Florida over Pittsburgh, 5-0.
Cardinals with the victory here, and the Milwaukee loss would regain sole possession of first place. Cincinnati, Chicago, everybody right on the heels. It's good. It's going to be fun the second half, isn't it? It's going to be fun the second half with all the bunched up teams in the Central Division.
As Dusty said the other night in the pregame show that he didn't see that a winner of this division would have a ton of wins possibly.
And it's just going to go, whoever pitches best probably is going to win it.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fisher makes the play. and throws to first, and they got him. Ten-1. Colby Rasmus 2 for 4, 2-run homer in the first and a couple of runs scored. And our player of the game is Colby, presented by Budweiser. So Kyle McClellan into the ball game, and he'll face Brandon Phillips to start the bottom of the ninth. 15 hits for the Cardinals, and they lead it by 9 runs. It's 10-1. Rasmus 5 for 9 in the series.
I remember he had very good. I think he had 455 in the San Francisco series. And we didn't know that that 2-run home run was going to be enough for Carpenter. Usually get that feeling.
0-2.
McClellan appearing for the 35th time. He's got 9 holes, ERA under 3. Opponent is batting .209. This is his first appearance in Cincinnati this weekend, so that's why everybody else had pitched in here. So I felt like he'd get the 9th inning. It helps too. You have pretty much a rested bullpen going into Milwaukee.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Phillips on the day is 0 for 2. And he strikes out. Chased a ball, and there's one away. Here's Jay Bruce.
The only RBI in this game for Cincinnati as he drove in Joey Votto with a triple. He's got 18 home runs, but low batting average. Thought he was a little better than that, didn't you?
Especially the way that he hit when he first arrived on the scene. He was hitting everything. But they figure you out, and they figure it out pretty quickly, don't they?
Yeah, he's hitting 170 against the Cardinals this year. 254 last year with 21 home runs and 52 RBIs in pretty much half a season.
Plenty of room for Ankiel for the second out. It brings in Encarnacion with 2 outs and nobody on.
Mentioned Encarnacion, chip fracture in his left wrist on the disabled list. Just came off before we came in here, but really struggling before he went on the disabled list. 0 for 12, 1 for his last 28, and now he's 2 for his last 35. He does not look like he's 100%.
He committed an error too, led to a couple of runs scoring. 2 outs, nobody on, and the 1-1 is taken for a strike. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Kyle can get you off balance with his good breaking ball, but seems like he's in between, out in front.
pulled foul. Fly ball out to left, and Keel makes the catch, and the Cardinals win it. By the final of 10-1, and they take 2 of 3 in the series. Off day tomorrow, then we head to Milwaukee. 15 hits for the Redbirds. 10-1 our final.
Game is over with a Cardinals lopsided victory. Rick Hort and I are here to bring you a U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, the post-game edition. Rick, we've been on the other end of these lopsided games. Nice for a change to be on this side.
Fun to have a game like this. The Cardinals win 2 in Cincinnati. Be good if they could win 2 in every city on this road trip. Rasmus and Schumacher got them off on the right foot tonight.
They certainly did. Well, we'll have much more on that coming up. Plus, the Cardinals, after their series win, as they get off to Cincinnati to begin that long road trip. We'll talk about that. Plus, Chris Carpenter on the hill, able to continue his dominance over the NL Central. We'll take you back into the clubhouse in Cincinnati. Tony La Russa's comments as well. Plus, the NL All-Stars announced, which Cardinals will be playing under the arch next week, and which Redbirds were robbed. We'll tell you as we continue on U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live coming up next.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live.
For the second straight game, rookie Colby Rasmus deposits a first-inning home run into the right field seats at Great American Ballpark. But this time, it takes the Cardinals to a 2-0 lead, a lead they would never relinquish in a lopsided victory over the Reds. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside our Fox Sports Midwest studio in St. Louis. It's the post-game edition of U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, alongside the former Cardinal lefty, still a lefty, just not a Cardinal anymore, Rick Horton. I'm Pat Paris. Coming up, we'll take you back to Cincinnati for player reaction, Tony La Russa's thoughts, and we'll break down Chris Carpenter's start, as well as the Cardinals that'll be in the All-Star game. And Rick, you're going to throw out some names of guys that maybe you think should be, not only from the Cardinals, but perhaps from the rest of the National League. Before we get to all that, though, more about today's game, but finally, plenty of offense for Chris Carpenter.
And I'm so glad Colby Rasmus could not get the bunt down in that first inning, because this game really hinged on that great at-bat. Tried to sneak the fastball in on Colby, hits a home run, 10th of the season. But every Cardinal in the lineup that played, anybody got an at-bat, got a hit today. That's the kind of offense, Pat, that you'd like to see out of the Cardinals up and down the lineup.
Oh, yeah, and you don't expect 10 runs every game, but you certainly would like to see opportunities, and they took advantage of those opportunities. We'll talk more about Colby Rasmus's at-bat in that first inning a little later on. Invite your questions and comments as well. U.S. Cellular text time, 432-432 is the number you can text for questions for Ricky or myself. Please include your first name, where you're texting from in that message. Standard text messaging rates, of course, do apply. We'll get to those a little later on here on Cardinals Live. Well, let's get things started by heading back to Great American Ballpark in Cincy. A short time ago, our Jim Hayes catching up with Skip Schumacher, our Mid-America Chevrolet Dealers Player of the Game. Jim?
3 a day for Skip Schumacher, on base a total of 4 times today. Not a lot of offense usually for Chris Carpenter. I know you guys were happy to put some runs on the board for Carp today.
Absolutely. You know, we've given Carp a total of about 3 runs his last 2 starts. So, you know, if you spot Carp a couple runs, he usually puts the other team away. And we knew when we did that in the first few innings that we had a good shot to win the game.
Offense at times has been a struggle for the Cardinals. Do you see signs that things are starting to come around now?
I hope so. You know, I've said before that we have the guys that have been here before and done it before. It's not like we have a bunch of new guys that, you know, haven't done it before. So I believe that we have a chance to do it. And, you know, if we get DeRosa back, you know, that'll be huge for us.
I know you guys look ahead to the break, and you want to get there in good fashion. But winning 2 or 3 here, it's a good way to kick off the road swing, isn't it?
Absolutely. You want to win every series. And, you know, we have a couple big series ahead of us, but we didn't want to let this series get away from us. The Reds have a very good team, and to take 2 out of 3 was huge, and now we got to go to Milwaukee and hopefully take care of business there.
Good job. Thanks, Skip.
All right, thank you.
Skip Schumacher. Pat, we go back to you. See that?
Thanks for ducking out of the way, Skip. We do appreciate that. How about a view from the booth? We're going back to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It's Dan McLaughlin and Al Roboski rejoining us to put a wrap on a very impressive offensive output, especially by the outfielders today, guys.
Yeah, the outfielders, Al, really one of the stories of this game. Carpenter was very good, but the outfielders came through early and often.
Well, it was really nice to see that 2-run lead early thanks to the 2-run home run by Rasmus. He knocks in Schumacher and himself there in the first inning. That was all that Carpenter really needed, but it was nice to see him pile on. This was a big play right here. Just kind of a little clunker right there, and Encarnacion throws it away, leads to 2 runs because of Rasmus' great speed.
And then the sacrifice fly here by Ricky and Keel.
Hey, Rick's getting a little closer. You know, he gets a sac fly here, and as Ricky was talking about, everyone got a chance to contribute up and down this lineup. So it was a good team win and a good series for the Cardinals as they take 2 out of 3.
All right, Pat, we'll talk to you on Tuesday night from Milwaukee.
All right, guys, enjoy your off days. You head to Milwaukee now. Thanks very much. Cardinals and Reds, let's show you the highlights. Rubber game in Cincinnati, and off to a great start, as talked about already. Colby Rasmus doesn't get down the bunt, but he gets the 2-run homer to go out to right field.
Tried to go up and in. It was down and in. And he just dropped the bat head, and he's hit some long ones lately, Pat.
He certainly has, number 10 on the season. Same score, bottom of the 3rd. Chris Carpenter gets out of a jam, gets a ground out after a couple of singles. He is able to, from his rear end, make the out.
Yeah, he worked on that all spring training. I saw him doing that drill.
Sure he did. Top of the 4th out.
Really.
Runners on 1st and 2nd for the All-Star. Yadier Molina rips a hanging breaking ball to left. Albert Pujols comes around to score from 2nd, 3-0 Birds.
Good base running for the Cardinals today. Albert fast, rounding 3rd. Colby Rasmus, still the Cardinals' best base runner right now.
2 batters later, Chris Carpenter helps his own cause. Hits one up the middle. Royal just gets out of the way. Ryan Ludwig comes home. Carp's first RBI since July 19th of 06. Top of the 5th, same score. Ryan Ludwig with the bases loaded.
And here's the play that Rasmus scores on, all the way from second base. You've got to get a great jump to be that quick getting the home plate from second. Rasmus right on top of it.
An error on the play, 6-0 Cardinals. That's all Carp would need. Strike him out, throw him out. Well, we're not going to see it, but he did have a strike him out, throw him out. And then the bottom of the 7th, you saw it there. Carp striking out the pinch hitter Lance Nix. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Carp. Proves a 6-3, ending a personal 2-game skid, and I think we're all glad to see that come to an end. Also ends a streak of 15 consecutive starts with 3 runs or less in run support. So that's a nice one to have come to an end as well. And the Cardinals end a 3-game series at Great American Ballpark where they actually score 19 runs, Rick, and take 2 out of the 3. And that's the best part of starting off our 10-game road trip, is taking the first 2 out of 3.
It is a very good hitter's ballpark, but you know, the Cardinals really have not hit well, obviously, for the last month or so. But great to see them get as much offense as they did here this afternoon, and you hope that will carry over to the next 2 cities, which aren't going to be any easier, Milwaukee and Chicago, going into the All-Star break.
No, that's certainly not going to be the case. They do have an off day tomorrow, but remember, they have the doubleheader coming up 1 week from today, and so a lot of baseball to be played before the All-Star break. The offense has been anemic for much of, let's see, June and early July. But actually here in July, things starting to heat up, and today was a really great example of that.
First pitch of the game, Schumacher had the base hit, then the Rasmus home run, so things start off very well quickly. The Cardinals so good when they score first. Albert, of course, contributed a hit. Really, everybody did. A couple of good at-bats from Ryan Ludwig in the middle of that lineup. Yadier Molina celebrating his news today about being an all-star with a couple of hits. And even Chris Carpenter wanted to get into the act. Base hit up the middle, his first RBI since 1743. So Chris Carpenter, no, it's not really that. When is it?
06, July 19th, 06.
He does not get paid to hit, but he did today. This ball probably should have been caught by the center fielder Taveras. That was a fly ball double, but just a lot of line drives. When's the last time the Cardinals hit this many line drives in one game?
Yeah, the 15 hits, most they've had since June 15th, and so you talk about not being able to drive in runs. Well, they were able to do it in these 3 games.
And good at bats. And you know, you're not going to always get a hit when you hit the ball on the line. You know, sometimes the ball's not going to find a hole. But today, the Cardinals, you could just see that they seem to be more balanced at the plate. They seem to be more selective. Now, some of that might have had to do with Bronson Arroyo making some bad pitches in this game and a couple of the relievers who followed. But even when other teams have made bad pitches to the Cardinals of late, they've missed those pitches, but not so this afternoon.
Got a lot of All-Star news to talk about, and for 3 Cardinals, it's very good news.
Did you make it, Pat?
We weren't actually eligible, unfortunately.
I voted for you, Pat.
Oh, thanks for the write-in. I do appreciate that. Albert, a lot of people voted for him. We'll talk about that coming up.